Welcome, everybody, to Dick Storks and Destinies. I'm your host, Chapel, and today with me is Crash, and we're going to do just a one-on-one about historical accuracies in movies. Mostly biopics, but yeah. Um, now you were saying like one of the things that you really don't like about movies in general is when like the sound effect when the sound mixing is so bad that you can't hear what's being said by the actors.
Right. So you turn the volume up to hear them talk, and then next thing you know, you're getting blown away by the sound effects.
Yeah. Yeah, or like when the music is so loud, but then like the music and the sound effects are like super loud, but then all the speaking's like really low like this. We can't fucking
Yeah.
hear you. And then you hear bang bang bang. Like
And so you get to the point where you don't really pay attention, and you're just like,
yeah. You're just like I'm going to wake up my neighbors, or at least I'm like that cuz I live in an
yeah.
apartment, but it's like
Nah, neighbors can't really hear mine.
yeah. Well, for you it's like I'm going to wake up the wife.
And that's a bad day.
Yeah, that's a bad day. So the part of the reason why we're talking about this is because I wanted to see the new Napoleon movie by Ridley Scott because I thought it would be interesting, and I like historical movies like that and stuff. Um, but it got really poor reviews, and I had one person tell me it was because Joaquin Phoenix, like, just he did not act very well in it. And then the more I looked into it, it was more that Ridley Scott just did whatever the fuck he wanted to with the history of Napoleon, and less that Joaquin Phoenix's acting was bad. Joaquin Phoenix, personally, I think is a really good actor. So when
Yeah,
someone
he does
said
the
that,
Joker.
yeah, when someone said that, I was like baffled. I was like, but he's a really good actor. And they're like, no, he just didn't do it very well. And I'm like, and I don't know if that was it. And as it turns out, it's more that Ridley Scott just did whatever the fuck he wanted to when it came to history, and did not portray, excuse me, did not portray Napoleon in a it's not even. It wasn't even his portrayal of Napoleon. It was more of the what Napoleon did, and the history that supports that is not what Ridley Scott wrote or filmed.
Yeah.
Like, Napoleon did not go to Egypt as a conqueror and shoot the pyramids with fucking cannons. That's retarded.
This is my land now. Woo.
Yeah, no, that's not what happened. In fact, the only reason we have like archaeology as a science and history is because of Napoleon. I, God damn it, man. And when Ridley Scott was asked about this, he was like, "Oh, well, you weren't there, and I wasn't there, so who's to say what happened?" Well, the fucking historians who were there and wrote about it, they're the fucking ones. And maybe you should just listen to what the fuck they had to say. You fucking idiot. Like, how,
Right.
this guy this guy made aliens. Where the fuck did he fall off at? I didn't he
What was
do
that
one
movie
like
with
go ahead.
Russell Crowe where he played Noah? You
Yeah,
remember that one?
I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, they did the Noah's Ark, and at the end of it, I think somebody said aliens showed up or something.
Oh my god.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Uh, mm, maybe
Yeah,
they might have thought it was aliens. It could have been like
or everybody showed up in their own boats, little boats, to get on the big one.
that.
Hey, you forgot me.
That wasn't what happened.
No,
That's
it
not how
wasn't.
that. No, that's not how that happened.
I think it was called Noah.
Like, I could see at least a little bit with Noah because there's not a whole lot. because like in the book of Genesis, when that takes place, there's not a whole lot of dialogue with Noah and his family and other people. Like there's definitely dialogue there, but there's not enough to like fill a 2 hour film or even an hour and a half
Right.
film. So I can understand why adding extra dialogue would be needed. And just basing the idea of the movie around the story of Noah in Genesis. Totally understand that. But like when you have like historical documentation of shit, and this is probably my big problem with just biographical pictures anyway, is because they don't accurately represent things, because they'll tone down certain things as a way um of like keeping the quote protagonist good guy to that character, or they'll embellish things, or even sometimes they'll just completely redo things just to add conflict to either the movie or the characters. It's like Elvis and what was her name? What was Elvis's wife's name? Was it like Priscilla?
Priscilla.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Priscilla was 14 when they started dating. Not like 20.
Right.
So, but the thing is people forget that was a common thing back then. This whole thing about teenagers not being like mature enough, and not that I disagree, because I do agree that most teenagers,
We've raised teenagers.
yeah, yeah, that teenagers are not mature enough nowadays, especially nowadays. But teenagers nowadays, especially, are not mature enough to be left to their own devices and expect to have a successful time of it.
Right.
They make stupid decisions based off of very like fast-paced emotional influence. It's not good.
That and whatever the trend is.
Yeah. But the thing is this whole idea that you know that people in their mid to late teens like just we're not dating older people, that's a new thing. People forget that. That's only been a thing for like maybe the past, let's see, 40, 50 years? No,
Yeah,
40 years. 40 years. Past 40 years. That came up in the 80s. Is when that
Jerry
became a
Lee
thing.
Lewis, the singer, also married somebody that's 14.
And it was also his cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was in the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah. Yeah, and people give him shit nowadays, but they don't say nothing about Elvis.
Right.
The thing is that has always happened, and this whole thing of we don't do that with, until like the very last handful of years as a teenager. That has just been the thing that we've been doing for like the past 40 years. It came out like the early 80s was when that became a thing.
Well, I think people talk about Jerry Lee Lewis is because if you watch the movie that they made about him,
Oh,
it
God.
talked about where he abused his wife, and probably also the fact that it was his cousin. It's a gray area.
Yeah. Oh, it's not a gray area. It's very much we should not be doing this kind of thing.
Right. And then Elvis, they never said anything bad about him or Priscilla.
No, they didn't. They also, like Braveheart, for instance, because I was talking to the guy that's going to be our guest. in the next few sessions or so, shit keeps happening and he can't show up. But I was talking to him, and one of the things I mentioned was like Braveheart. I love Braveheart. Great movie. I don't know how historically accurate it was, and it's vastly historically inaccurate.
Right.
Like not only was like William Wallace not a commoner, he hung people who would not side with him. He wasn't even the one that they called Braveheart. That went to someone else. Like the whole movie is basically a lie. And it's, oh man, yeah, no, it's not. Which is a shame because I really enjoyed that movie. But like,
Oh yeah, that was a big blockbuster back then.
Yeah, it was. If I recall correctly, and I may not, but if I recall correctly, the what was it? The most accurate, like, quote, closely contained, like, biopic that doesn't care about how it shows the main character would be Raging Bull. Because it did tone down, like, the main character, but the guy that it's about, he saw the film and he was like, "Oh, I don't like this. This makes me look bad." And then when he talked to his family, they were like, "No, you were worse." It toned it down.
Was that De Niro?
Yeah, that was Martin Scorsese and De Niro. And I think Schindler's List is also fairly accurate, just because it happened so long ago that we don't have any kind of documentation of like. And it's odd because it did happen in World War II, so I don't know if we have any. Well, I don't know if we have any like photos of Schindler. So I want to say it's historically accurate. I don't think I've read anything that said that it wasn't.
Yeah, like the Abraham Vampire Hunter movie.
Well, at least with that, it's not going to be historically accurate. At least you know. I did too. I enjoyed it. It was a a fun ride, man. It was a fun ride.
They actually did another Abraham Lincoln movie.
They did. They did one. Steven Spielberg did one, and it was considered really good. The problem is that a lot of stuff in the timeline of the movie didn't happen in the actual, timeline.
Right.
Like those things happened, but they didn't happen in necessarily the time frame that it's presented in the movie.
I think Apple TV is putting out something where they're chasing after John Wilkes Booth.
Oh God! Retarded.
The Wanted? No.
Oh.
No, it's about some other stuff too about that time.
Okay.
Let me find my Apple TV tab. Manhunt is what it's called.
Okay.
But it is about the assassination of Lincoln. Was just the beginning. Watch the series premiere.
Yeah. I meant to ask, are we going to do the fight on? Is it July 20th?
Yeah. Should be able to, because I actually scheduled that following week off.
So what we'll do, we will, I'll get Netflix, like right before the fight happens. I'll get Netflix. I'll be sure to have that day off. And
so we can live stream it.
Yeah, we'll live stream it. And then we'll take the recording and we'll put it up on the Spotify channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to that.
Maybe it will be historically accurate.
I don't think we'll have any. I don't think we'll have any room for historical inaccuracies if we're live streaming it. You know,
Right.
I can't be like, Mike Tyson's just getting his ass fucking handed to him while he's just beating Jake Paul. We can't, or vice versa. I can't just be like, oh, this one's getting his ass whipped when he's clearly the one winning. You can see it on the screen. No, but apparently most biopics, including the ones that our friend had posted in the topics, some of the ones he posted are notoriously bad with how bad they were. They're great movies, but they were just bad with how accurate they were in history. Like Bohemian.
I think he posted Ali.
Yeah, Ali, Bohemian Rhapsody. Those were not historically accurate movies. Those were Straight Outta Compton took a lot of liberties as well. It was not as historically accurate as he thinks.
I actually watched that one. I didn't watch the Bohemian Rhapsody. I've seen a few clips of it.
Yeah. I watched I watched like the second half of Bohemian Rhapsody because it was on at a friend's place that I went to. And I sat and I watched it with them. And it was good for what it was, being the film, but as far as being accurate to history, no, absolutely not. They did not do like a reunion tour for what was that one? AIDS Fest? No, that's not it.
Oh, Live Aid.
Live Aid. That's it. AIDS Fest. We got all the AIDS you need.
I mean, that's what they was doing it for.
Right. So no, it was just him. I'm pretty sure, and like historically speaking, it was just him, not the band.
I don't know.
Let's see here.
There's videos of it.
Oh yeah, yeah, but the videos all focus on the singer, which is usually, that's usually what happens.
I mean, they probably sat around and goes, should we call it AIDS Fest? No, nobody won't come.
They probably would. They probably did. They probably thought, oh no, that sounds like a celebration of it.
Right.
Let's see. I don't think that it was a reunion. I don't think it was a reunion tour. I think it was like maybe just them getting together.
Yeah.
But
to support Freddie.
Yeah.
Because I think in the movie, what I've seen of it, they did break up for a little bit because he's losing his mind with power, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think that was what happened either. He was not the first one to go and do a solo thing.
Right.
All right, let's. No, it was Queen. The whole band was there.
The whole band was there.
Yeah, but
now Queen tours with that dude from American Idol, Adam Lambert.
I am going to keep my next few comments to myself probably because um, they could be considered offensive to some people, or no, no, it's more that I'm just trying to keep flack away from our podcast right now.
Yeah.
When we have a bigger following, we can take a little bit of flack, but
Right.
fuck it. That seems that seems to track. If somebody tells me Adam Lambert's doing the whole, he's the new lead singer for Queen, that seems to historically fit what they've done in the past.
Well, it's like Queen with Adam Lambert.
Yeah, well,
I don't think he's actually part of Queen, but he tours with them.
Yeah, I don't know. That just seems. I mean, he comes off as very gay.
Yep.
I mean, not to say he's a bad singer. He just comes off as very gay
Right.
to me. Oh, what was another one? There was another one that was vastly historically inaccurate to what I thought it would be, and and I don't remember what it was. Oh,
What was that?
Go ahead.
We Were Soldiers, the Mel Gibson movie where he was at Fort Benning
Yeah,
there in Vietnam.
yeah. Then there was the Irishman. The Irishman was it took a lot of liberties, especially with like the the portrayal of that the main character knew what was going on the whole time. When
Right.
it's pretty bad when after your movie comes out, the people that lived the event are like, no, that's not what happened. Why did you do that? It's and there was another one. Oh, the other one I wanted to talk about that was wildly inaccurate was Cleopatra.
I didn't watch it.
No, not a lot of people did, because Cleopatra was portrayed as being black when, and I was actually talking because we had mentioned this in a previous episode, and I was talking with another friend of mine, and he was telling me, because he's a big history buff, he was telling me that Cleopatra was actually originally Athenian. And not only was she not black, she was like from Greece.
Right.
It's yeah.
I was about to say the last Assassin's Creed Origins I played had Cleopatra in it, and she was Greek. I think whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and like Jada Pinkett Smith, like did the Netflix Cleopatra, and it was just not accurate.
yeah, like I said, I didn't watch it. Of course, when I was working my last job, I didn't get to watch a lot of movies for TV.
Yeah. From what I understand, not only was it not accurate, it was pretty bad.
Hmm.
Oh, and she was also not even the first Cleopatra. She was Cleopatra the seventh.
The seventh.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah. That's what the social justice warrior thing has born out of this is we're going to make Cleopatra black now, and that's black history. No, she was Athenian. She was from Greece. She was descended from Greece.
Yeah. There's a truck running outside. Nope, nothing in my yard. Check the cameras.
Yeah.
But it was Forrest Gump, based on a true story.
That's a good question. I don't know if it was or not. I
I
think
don't
it
think
was
it
more
was.
of a period piece.
Yeah, and one lucky man.
I wouldn't call him lucky. I would not call him lucky at all. I would call him motivated and very unlucky, especially in a lot of ways.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs. But I have eaten at the Bubba Gums. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, it is not. From the best I can tell, this is a no. This was not a. This
I mean,
was yeah, no. This is totally fiction.
he gave Elvis the dance moves.
Yeah, no, no, he did not. Yeah. Wow. No, what let's see here. What else was like? There was something that I saw that I don't know. My thing is instead of making biopics, just make documentaries.
Yeah,
Because if the documentaries, which are going to be historically accurate, are are kept up to par, that's fine. I'm totally cool with that. Like, make documentaries and make period pieces. Like, I love Saving Private Ryan, and you can't call it historically inaccurate because it doesn't take anyone from like known from World War II and I mean it's if you call it a period piece, then it's not about anybody. It's about the story of what's happening during this time period.
I
I'm cool
like
with that.
Titanic.
Yeah, yeah. I wish more people would have drowned in that movie.
There was enough room on that door for two people.
Yeah, that's true. There was enough room on that door for two people. Um, but probably not enough balance. My thing
Right.
is they couldn't find a bigger piece of driftwood
Nope.
or floating ship, anything. I don't know, man.
It's something. I think a lot of people, when they do their research, they look at it and be like, I don't think a lot of people. So they try to spice things up.
Yeah, or condense things down into
Yeah.
yeah. Because I understand you gotta work within the confines of the limitations of your movie, but it just that for a historical figure that just doesn't work, and I don't think you should do that. Either make a documentary or make a period piece, or if you're wanting to make some kind of you know fictitious movie about a like a singer or an actor or something, do that. Just make them a fictitious actor, or a fictitious character is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to base it off of some figure from
Somebody's
history,
life.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then try to fit it all in one thing.
Yeah, because they did Bonnie and Clyde. Was that a mini series?
I don't know. I just know all of the Bonnie and Clydes were not historically accurate. In, in fact, they were
No, the only
vastly.
thing they probably got right was when they shot him at the car.
Yeah, that's probably about right. Uh, what was the name of that? Yeah, The Wrestler. Was that was that based off of history?
No, I think it was just Mickey Rourke portraying a wrestler and try and get back into the big scene because they said that relaunched his career. That movie did.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was based on anybody. I think it was just
You know,
trying to, you know.
you know what's really weird? I don't remember ever seeing Mickey Rourke in a movie before seeing him in The Expendables.
If, uh, Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but The Expendables had already come out by then.
Oh, okay.
Because I knew who he was at that point. But like I, yeah, uh, yeah, yeah. No, it's not. Oh yeah, there we go. Is the wrestler a true story? It's loosely based. Well,
Uh,
that's not what I don't know. I don't care if it's loosely based on anything.
at least that way, if they went crazy, it would be like this actually did happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. No. Although I can appreciate loosely based.
Yeah.
Although I will say the Coen brothers kind of piss me off when they're like this movie is what this is a true story, and it won't be a true story. It's like don't like it's like the movie.
Patronize me.
Yeah, don't fucking lie to me. You're outright lying to me at this point. It's like from what I understand, I'll have to look it up, but like the movie Fargo is not a true story. It's based off of events that happened in Minnesota, in the whole of the state, and then they went and took those and made a movie out of it, and
Oh
just
yeah, they're
threw
bringing the
stuff in.
TV show back.
Yeah, it's on season 5 now, or is it season
Yeah, I
4?
think with whole different people.
Yeah, it's season. Well, no, each season's so Fargo the show is an anthology. So each season is its own self-contained story, and it has new
Uh,
actors every season.
like American Horror Story.
Yeah, like American Horror Story. Yeah. Um, Fargo, 1996 film. I just want to double check and make sure that I'm correct. Um,
Did you visit the place where they shot Fargo?
I don't even think where they shot Fargo was in Minnesota.
I'm about to say I thought Fargo was in like North Dakota or something.
Fargo is in North Dakota. It's right there on the
Uh,
edge of North Dakota and Minnesota.
okay.
Let's see. Casting, filming. Yeah, no, they took like two different things, and then they were like, "This is a true story." No, they took like two different things which could have coincidentally been true anyway. It's, yeah, no. But I feel like maybe that they were covering their ass, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because that movie starred what? Billy Bob Thornton.
No, that he was in the first season
First season.
of the TV show. The movie had Steve Buscemi, William H. Macy, Peter Stormare, and starred Frances McDormand.
Mm.
And I think there was some other stuff, but
Yeah, when that came out, I was 11 in '96, so I really wasn't in the movies yet.
I was really into movies at that point. I didn't get to see it till later, but my mom and dad were movie buffs growing up. When I was growing up, they were movie buffs. So like they were always watching movies that I couldn't watch because they were always considered too violent or too have too much nudity in them for a child.
It's rated R. Go to your room. Oh man.
Oh no, it wasn't that. Like for example, one of the movies that I was allowed to watch that was rated R that wasn't considered too violent for me was Tombstone. Like
Yeah.
they didn't care about the cussing. They were just like you know. And me and my brother, we loved Tombstone. We watched it all the time.
I had the DVD of it somewhere.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah, me and my papa used to watch it.
Yeah, I remember your papa.
Yeah.
He was a good man. A little
Yeah.
crazy, but
I'll be your huckleberry.
Yeah.
Little crazy.
Yeah, he was a little crazy.
I think Little is putting it lightly.
Well, he was your grandfather, not mine. So. But yeah, no. It was interesting to see like movies that, and like Schindler's List was another one. I was always encouraged to watch it, but I never watched it until I got older.
Yeah. I hadn't watched it.
It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. Although with your attention span, you'll probably fall asleep.
Yeah. We was watching Five Nights at Freddy's Sunday night, so it's a little confusing. And then I was just like, out.
From what I understand, it's actually, that movie is actually not terrible.
I mean, parts of it I seen was okay. It just kind of, the storytelling of it is like 1 minute you're here, then the next is because he's dreaming about his little brother getting kidnapped. And the only place he has those dreams are at that restaurant where the Freddy is.
Wait.
So he pops a couple of sleeping pills, and then as he dreams about it more and more detail shows up, and it's just like, where'd those kids come from? They wasn't there before.
Okay. So, as a parent, because we talked about this, when my kids started getting into Five Nights at Freddy's, as children, I kind of got started looking into it a little bit and tried to consider that, you know, with what I was exposed to when I was their age, and I'm not,
because this is a video game.
yeah, but like, oh my god, like the concept and the premise is really is really like engaging, but the storytelling of it is not done very well.
because the animatronics were possessed by the souls of the five kids or something.
Yeah, which is weird because you spend your whole game trying to like keep yourself away from them because they're trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you seen the movie?
I've not, but that was the premise of the
I,
games. So,
yeah. I ain't gonna say nothing about it until
funny
you watch
enough,
it.
it was the highest-grossing horror film of last year.
Oh, it's on Amazon Prime, so if you got Prime.
Oh yeah, no, I got Prime. I was just saying that of all the horror movies that came out last year, Five Nights at Freddy's was the one that grossed the most money, so it's considered the best. Quote the best. Although it didn't have any real stiff competition.
Right.
The new Scream
Right.
movie fell on its face, and the new fucking what the new Insidious or whatever fucking
Yeah,
Conjuring.
when you start watching most horror movies these days, it's predictable. What what I don't get is like in Halloween, uh Jason, they're big people,
Yeah,
but yet they're always
so fucking slow and so fucking fast at the same time.
exactly because you trip in the woods and they're nowhere to be found, and you turn around and they're right there on you. It's like what the
And you never
and
heard them. They never stepped on a twig because they're clearly not looking at where they're walking. They never stepped
right.
on a
That's what I
twig
love
or
about old
branch.
horror movies. Is like when they go running through the woods, they always fall, and then they
Yeah,
never get back up.
they predictably fall.
Yeah,
Yeah, that should be a rule in like horror film. Like if someone falls, they're not getting back up.
yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
If you watch all the '70s when they first came out, it's totally different than the later versions when they redid
Mm-hmm.
them. Come out later on.
Well, like so. Okay, and this is another complaint I have. Star Wars. In Star Wars, I'm not going to go into all the extra bitching that I usually do. But in Star Wars, when someone used to get killed with a lightsaber, they were fucking dead, right?
Right.
Now, someone gets stabbed with a lightsaber, they're fine. It doesn't make any sense. Like we'll just put a band-aid over that hole in your stomach.
Yeah, we know it cut your arm off, but you'll be okay.
Well, the thing is they have like prosthetics in the universe. They have prosthetics to replace your limbs. But like in several of like the new Disney shows and movies, like people get full on ran through with a fucking lightsaber. The lightsaber's so hot that it cauterizes the wound. So the body doesn't have time to adapt to this big hole that's in your stomach. So you're going to die
Right.
because your body doesn't work right anymore. But they're like, we're just going to put a bandage over that. We'll put a bandage over your back. You're fine. You'll be sleeping for a couple days. It's just a lightsaber wound.
Yeah.
No,
Well, that's like.
uh,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, go ahead. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
No, it's not like have you seen all the Halloween from the '70s, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And Michael Myers is driving.
yeah.
He steals his station wagon and follows them around town. And then later on, he's bigger and he don't drive. Walks everywhere.
Well, the thing is it makes sense because when he went into the asylum, he was like 12.
Yeah.
He never drove a car before. What were they giving him driving lessons for when he got out at the asylum? No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. It makes sense that he walks around everywhere.
Because I just put on the Rob Zombie version the other day just to make some noise.
Yeah. Yeah. They make a lot of noise when they do that.
Yeah. And also, when you like shoot them with the shotgun and stuff like that, don't even phase them.
No, let's keep on walking.
Yeah, boom. Here I come. No, I shot you. You're dead.
I'm I'm not mortal. I'm a force of nature.
Right. And then you had Freddy versus Jason. That was just weird.
It wasn't weird. It was what fans had been wanting for a long time because Freddy and Jason had always been owned by the same company. It's kind of like the Aliens versus Predator thing. You know,
Yeah.
Predator and Aliens, or those IPs were always owned by Fox. And people had wanted a crossover for years, and they teased it in the second Predator film because they literally had the skull of one of the xenomorphs like on mounted on the wall when the dude's in the Predator ship at the end of the movie. And people were like, "Oh, that'll be awesome." And then they instead of following the comic books, which is what they should have done, and putting the Predators in the future in the Aliens universe, which would have made a lot more sense, they were like, we're going to take the aliens and put them on Earth. Which, no. No, 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 no. Why did you do that? That is such a stupid decision. Well, it's better for the budget. Well, then maybe maybe the producers need to increase the budget.
Yeah.
You know, for something like that, if you're going to do it right. And the thing is Aliens and the first Alien movie was done on a tiny fucking budget. Like I think the budget. Well, fuck it, I got Google right here. Google's my friend.
Some days.
Yeah, some days. Unless I disagree with them politically. Let's see. Okay, so the budget for the first Alien film was between 9 and $11 million. I thought it was smaller than that. What was it? No. I thought budget for Alien. No. Yeah, the budget for Alien was between $9 and $11 million. And Fox was like, well, it's a financial loss. They made over $100 million on that movie, and they were like, it's a financial flop. What? No.
Yeah, everybody still watches Aliens.
Because it's a good movie.
Yeah. Who that is. I'm still here. Somebody called. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It's like a weird 800 number, so I was like, I'll call him back in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Oh, before we forget, today's episode is brought to you by Equal Opportunist Insurance, where your privacy is our policy.
That's right. We gotta get one in here for the kid.
Yeah, since he wasn't on here.
So, yeah. No, this episode is brought by Equal Opportunity Insurance. If you have a problem, we'll make it our problem. Have the cops broken down your door and like destroyed your home looking for any so-called illegal substances. We got you covered. Have the mail order brides from Asia broken out of your garage and run amok in the neighborhood? We got you covered.
If your meth lab,
yeah, if your small chemical lab exploded, destroying your home, your neighbors' homes, and probably causing not only the millions of dollars of property damage, but maybe a couple of lives and severe disability to other human beings in your neighborhood, we've got you covered.
that's right. Once we get a phone number, you can call us.
Oh, remember, your privacy is our policy.
It's always number one.
Yep. Ken's going to love that one.
Not as much as the kid.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually thinking of adding some stuff in so that well, I'll tell you about that later. We've got plans.
Yeah.
We've got big plans, listeners, to change the way some of these podcasts are done. We're hoping it'll be for the better, but if you can give us some feedback on that, that'll be great.
Yeah. Maybe less technical difficulties.
Yeah, God bless the technical difficulties.
But we are professionals.
We try to be
Somewhat.
anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it. Just about wraps it up for this episode. Thank you, Crash, for being on here with me. Otherwise, I would have had to do this solo.
Yeah, it'd been weird talking to yourself.
I've done it before. All right. Well, everybody, y'all have a wonderful day. We'll see you later.
See ya.